What is going on, YouTube? Up and Adam here, and today we have another Madden 22 video. Today we're going to deep dive into franchise mode, completely revamped, lots of new updates. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to go more into it very soon, but before we jump into the video, make sure that like button, hit that sub button, and turn those noti bells on for more Madden 22 videos and Madden 21 videos until the rest of the year. Alright, so let's jump into it. On the screen you can see here, Madden 22 All Access Franchise Deep Dive. So they posted a YouTube video. I'll have the link in the description down below of the video that I got all this information from. They premiered it at like 10 a.m. this morning, so lots to go through, lots to cover. I'm gonna show you some pictures and all of that, but before I really jump into this though, I want to tell you that I was a really big franchise guy for a while until I jumped into Madden Ultimate Team. So I still do enjoy franchise, and the updates here are really good. We'll have to see if they really put these into play and these updates throughout the year that they promise us. Hopefully those are really good. Cross my fingers because I do enjoy a good franchise mode. Alright, so let's start first here, okay? So here are some of the features, okay, that is going to be on launch. So it says new franchise staff and staff points. We got new weekly strategy and dynamic game day integration for so dynamic game day integration is only for next gen, so okay, not for current gen, only next gen. Then we have enhanced season engine, franchise hub updates, and then the tuning and more. So we'll go through all of this stuff and I'll literally break it down for you. If you missed the video or you don't really understand some things, I'll break it all down for you. Alright, so let's look here at the staff management. You are going to be able to control your entire front office, okay? From your coaches, your player personnel, whatever it is, you will be able to look at a talent tree. I'll go into that very soon, but yes, you can get your coach. They can grow with scouting points and things like that, okay? So you pretty much build, grow, and customize all your coaching staff, okay? So it's gonna be pretty much your own team, how you wanna build from the ground up, okay? Here you can see you can hire your staff, your offensive coordinator, your head coach, things like that, okay? You can hire staff. There's a few people here you can see. You've got Julian Edelman as a head coach, McCourty, so they'll have other former players, I assume, will become coaches. That's pretty cool. So then we have these talent trees. So this is gonna be really important to upgrade your coaches. So your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, your player personnel, your head coach. Okay, there's gonna be 60 different talents at launch. They are gonna update it more with their live service plan. So they have a live service plan. They're gonna update this as the year goes on with their updates, and they'll have more than 60 at one point, but they will be starting it off with 60 at launch. So that's quite a bit. Again, I'm excited for this. I'm not exactly sure all of them, but there is some ones that you can see on the screen there. Okay, you can see a few more. There's different trades as well, contracts. So it is really in depth, which I really like about this, because Madden is like, for franchise mode, it's kind of been pretty stale lately, right? For the last few years. So this gets you like more in depth, and you can control what you want to focus on with these talent trees, okay? So now let's go into scouting. Scouting is one thing that they really revamped, okay? So they revamped this entirely. So I think they heard from the community that people wanted more scouting, more in-depth scouting, and they've given it to us. It reminds me of some other scouting or for other franchise modes like NHL and MLB. It kind of reminds me of that with like the National, Western. There's definitely region breakdowns. Okay, you can hire your scouts. You can reassign your scout to different areas. Look what they're looking for. So you can see here what this scout is. His expertise is like 15% efficiency boost when scouting a position, a specific position. Thing with a bunch of other ones. So you can send them wherever you want, reassign them, okay? So that's really good because it gives you a little bit more, like you're having multiple different scouts, so I like that. Okay, so let's go to Oh, this is what I want to mention. You can see they're going to be, players are going to be moving up and down the draft board depending on how they're doing in the season and things like that. So this should be throughout the whole entire season, which is nice. So you can see like maybe Tony Swift moves down a couple because he has a pretty bad game or something like that. So that's cool. It's integrating that. That's really nice to see. Okay. Here it shows your player selection. Are you sure like you want to focus on these private workouts? You can say yes or no. All right, and then yeah, again, you can see this how they're moving up and down the mock drafts as the year progresses. So that's really cool. I think the scouting is definitely improved. At least it's not just, all right, scout these players and just click a button and that's it. You have to kind of strategize where you're going to be sending each scout, which is nice. All right, more in depth, more things to do. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the different coaching here. We got head coach, we got coordinators, and then we got the player personnel. We talked a little bit about that with the talent trees. And then you can set some weekly goals. All right, so this is really big because you can set like your game day, right? You can set your goals, and you can earn these points. Sorry, you can earn these upgrades by setting goals and completing those goals. You can be by playing the game, so getting like 2 touchdowns and stuff like that, and also by completing the objectives here. So if you complete any of these objectives, you get more staff points, and then you can use those staff points on those talent trees right here. Okay, so you can put them onto the talent trees wherever you get them. Okay, so that's pretty good. So those weekly goals are going to be huge, which is really good. And then you can see these weekly strategies. I didn't take a picture of all of them, but here's an example you can get with like fans, your team and all that stuff. So there's a lot of different challenges you can do. You can see here, defend the inside run, and stuff like that. Okay, now we're talking about like you can defensive plan as well. You can plan for who you're going to go up against, and there you go. Okay, so lots of different stuff here. It's very, very in-depth. So this will take, going week by week, it's going to take longer than just simming the week. You're going to have to do all this stuff in order to get those staff points that you need, okay? All right, and another thing that I really like about this is that they're gonna have halftime adjustments. Depending on how your team's playing, you can set goals for the second half. You can set your offensive and defensive game plan depending on how the first half goes, which is nice. All right, so like I said, just more in depth. All right, and then you can manage your player health. You can set practices if you want them full pads. Their fatigue will go down and things like that. So you need to worry about all of that. So like I said, it's making everything matter. Everything is kind of connected. You can't really do something without it affecting something else, which is really cool, which is almost like real life sim, right? All right, then you can do your training recap on who gets training points and stuff like that, and how if they got an injury, fatigue, and stuff like that. So that's really, really important. All right, so we got the weekly strategy here, dynamic game day integration. Remember, the dynamic game day integration is only for next gen consoles only. Okay, so you can choose a game plan focused on offense and defense each week. Your focus will identify the top threat on the opposing team. Focus will utilize next gen stats and a list of pros and cons about how each carries over into the gameplay. Select a new weekly team goal that will be rewarded with additional staff points if you get them, okay? So that's why it's super important to be setting your weekly strategies. And then the second last thing here has got the season engine. So we know how there's different, I wanna say there's different ups and downs of the NFL season. So right here it says he's a quarterback, so the first focus always has to be the passing game. That's where their damage comes from, and if you focus too much on his legs, you'll get burned over the top. So this is just like pretty much giving you different scenarios. The biggest thing I want to say is that there's going to be 35 scenarios at the start, and they'll continue to add more with their season update or their updates, okay? So that's a huge, you can see some of them right here. Team chemistry is huge. If you have a quarterback, you can build some of your wide receivers, like your upcoming wide receivers, their abilities and their stats, okay? So you can see all these, every reporter, every kind of thing that you say affects the outcome of what you're gonna get here, okay? All right, and then the last thing that they showed us a different one here. We have the franchise hub. It's a little bit different. On the left side, you can see the activity screen, so you can go check what you need to do every single week. Okay, they have a weekly strategy. They got the upgrade your players there, manage your staff, everything right there. You can see the playoff picture, you don't miss what you have. You have a player meeting and things like that on the left side, and then on the right side it has your goals for the week, or the season goal, or your weekly goal. So you can see it right there, and it's pretty. I really like it. I like the view, how everything is just on that page. You can see pretty much everything you need to know instead of going from like tab to tab to tab to tab. So I like that. If you want to go to the news ones, they have this. They update it. This doesn't really do much for me. I didn't really use that news tab all that much, but it is there if it's something that it does interest you. All right, so here on the left side, you can manage your roster, you can make trades, you can re-sign players, free agency, all that stuff will be right there under manage roster on the activities side on the left there. And then we have the league tab where it shows your weekly schedule, which is way more convenient. Like before, you had to like actually go into weekly schedule, and you have to then you can find like by day and stuff like that. But this one shows it all on one screen, shows your top performers. I really like how it is laid out this year. It's way better than they had it in past years. I think so personally. And everything is just there set for you. And then if you're in a CFM, it shows you all your members and stuff like that. So this is really big for the franchise community. I think it's gonna be really great. If you're not feeling confident on it, just wait a little bit, see the reviews when people actually start playing it, and then you can move forward if you want to grab it or not. But they definitely have said that they're gonna have a lot of season updates here, so we gotta take their word for it. Hopefully it's really good. I think right now it's completely revamped, looks good. I'm excited to get going and trying it out. Hopefully you are too. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully I was able to break this down for you. And if I have, make sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and turn those noti bells on. That'll help the channel quite a bit. I'll catch you with another video very soon.